Oh, it's a straight with the reading for the collective. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. Watch out for scammers in the comment sections. I'm not doing personals at this time. However, if you did get 1,000 reasons to stay single and you make a review on Amazon, I'm going to take the names from there and put it in a raffle for a free personal reading. And then I'll do another one after that. So if you don't win the first time, you'll win after. What does the collection need? Or you have the chance to win after. Service. Insecurity. This one came out weird. Despondence. Release. Renewal. You're having this renewal. Someone might be needing help. Something about someone's insecurity, trying to protect their heart. We've got this this just feels like energy vampire. Someone protecting themselves from an energy, like very empathic person. Also, you could kind of see this despondence. You got the world connected to the womb. This feels like Empress energy. And also like solar plexus chakra. So it's like heart and solar, someone like getting in the way of someone expressing, feeling their heart, and expressing themselves. Somebody creating a sense of insecurity and despondence. Whoever this person is, maybe also didn't help much. This could be a family member or a friend. Something about release. You letting go of this, or a major ending. It's letting go of. This could be like a pattern that's been created in your life in connection to this person. So let's see here. I also feel like this could be like ancestor energy as well. Ancestors at your service, with this insecurity, despondence, and releasing any sort of negativity that's still stored in your body, or old patterns that want to come up through the monkey mind. Service, King of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, someone becoming unstuck. King of Pentacles, someone created a self, someone created a trap. Someone was acting as if they were helping. So King of Pentacles, they created their own prison. Insecurity, someone did something over and over and over again to someone's heart. Despondence, King of Swords, with all these kings. Someone wasn't able to manifest. Five of Swords, release. Five of Swords, release. Bullying, someone wants to win at all costs. Someone has to let go of that. Seven of Cups, illusion, renewal from the illusion. Someone healing from some kind of like abuse, or this prison, some prison inside their own mind, that self-created prison. This King of Pentacles created. It's like it was supposed to be in service of, but really it created insecurity around the heart, or it was based on insecurity around the heart. Someone was doing something over and over again to a battle-wounded soldier, or created a battle-wounded soldier around the heart. Despondent, someone was very despondent. It has to do with justice and the right thing to do, but there was no ability to. It's like the solar plexus was blocked. There was no willpower. There was a willpower, and this release, or this just feels like just very gray, like letting go of something was very gray, with this bullying and someone wanting to win at all costs. Someone was like in a mental prison, trying to control protect their heart, while there was like this energy vampire doing something over and over and over again. And then they felt a lack of willpower even around justice, and trying to let it go, but it was this person that wanted to win at all costs. It's like somebody in this like illusion or trying to get out of an illusion. This feels like someone who was like in a very abusive situation with someone who might have used money as like a form of power. This is someone who felt like a loss of their willpower, and there was like a bully that wanted to win something at all costs, and it was like killing them, or there was some release that was happening. It created a very, very dark melancholy. Worse than that, like what's a worse word than it's depression? It's a depression, a very gray depression for somebody who was like witnessing something but couldn't change it or shift it, and they were just trying to protect themselves. There was some like energy vampire person here, and it started out service, but you know, they were keeping themselves in a prison based on this idea, but it had to do with money, and this person started out very logical and like a businessman, King of Pentacles, someone who, or you know, a woman who holds that energy as well. I feel like this is a male gender though. This is all about like renewal. So interesting. Yeah, it feels like someone who got into a relationship with like a like more than one person, but like kind of like, this feels like someone who's like in a home with a bully that is like a real energy vampire that's like very abusive, where someone feels like a loss of their energy and willpower while they're just, something's happening every day. It feels like with this Five of Swords, it's like a slow death almost, release. Like this person is like their willpower, their heart, everything is being affected by this, but it's like they're aware at the same time of like justice. It's almost like being trapped inside their own body while something is happening. Something about independence. It might have felt like this was going to give them a sense of independence, whatever this was. Publicity, there was some sort of insecurity about something happening over and over and over again. I don't know, or someone's very insecure about a battle-wounded soldier. Empathy, they could feel something was going on justice-wise, that like they knew right from wrong, but they were despondent. They couldn't. Their solar plexus was blocked, and they could feel someone, but they couldn't do anything. Release, Five of Swords, patience, Jupiter and Virgo. That one I'm not sure. Can I get one more? Release, Five of Swords. Revenge, appreciation. This one's to come out. Discrimination, flattery. It was like a slow death. Someone wanted to win at all costs. So it was like in exchange for whatever this, like, I'm gonna say someone wanted revenge, Five of Swords. Discrimination, flattery. It's like somebody wanted to win something, or release. It was like a slow death though. Someone was being flattered, or they were two-faced, and it was to be inside of this group and have the nice things. There's patience. If this person has patience, they'll be able to get revenge, or some type of revenge is happening. Someone had patience during this. Someone was doing revenge. They were getting nice things in exchange for some sort of vengeful wanting bully. It's a bully that wants to win revenge. They want nice things. They're a flatterer. They're two-faced. They're inside some group. But it was creating a sense. It was like creating death or creating a sense of loss. This is like permanent loss. Someone was really asserting themselves. That's interesting. Service. Someone wanted to be independent, or someone, maybe they were someone who, or they met a King of Pentacles, or they wanted to be this strong, independent business person, or they met a strong, independent business person, or someone was going to help someone. Poverty, someone maybe needed help with money. They weren't getting the messages through. Someone needs help, someone needs money now. They were in a jam. Some sort of change, very insecure about change. Their heart was being, like, they were afraid of their heart being broken or being, I don't know, like energy vampire, protecting their heart. Abuse is happening. They don't want to change anything though. Publicity, lust for something as well though. Despondence. There was something happening to a divine feminine. They could feel it. They were very despondent. They were unable to or didn't take any actions. They had a deep friendship with this person. Someone wanted to win at all costs. This was happening in the house. It was very much, there was like a bully there, and this was all happening inside the community. Someone was really asserting themselves. There's a renewal happening now though. Someone's trying to figure out their options, but it's based on, there's also lust and wrath here as well. Vanity. Someone needed help. They were going to get help from this King of Pentacles, or they wanted to be a King of Pentacles. They had lost something definitely with this poverty. This was how they were going to become independent. There was a sweetheart turned upside down. This was the battle-wounded soldier. They were protecting their heart. They didn't want to change anything. Someone was getting abused. There was publicity involved. Lust as well. Someone was really insecure about their heart. Reunion and empathy. They were very despondent. They didn't react. They didn't do the right thing. This divine feminine was getting turned upside down. They were very despondent. The divine feminine might have been they could feel this person as well. They didn't do the right thing. There was no justice happening. The right thing was not being done. And they had a connection to this person. It was like a best friend. House. Five of Swords. Someone in the house wanted to win at all costs. It was like a slow death. A really slow death filled with revenge and two-facedness and just all about things and a specific group. It was like the journey. It was the way. It was the way. It was the culture. I feel like this wants to come out too. Someone was very jealous. And there was like a lack of hope in this situation. It just feels like an escalation. And now I have death underneath the deck. So we've got renewal and death. So this is a big transformation that's happening for this person. I feel like this is sort of like a masculine's perspective of what happened. Like it's showing that they knew, they were very, very aware of a divine feminine energy being like someone trying to tackle this person. They were like despondent and insecure. Widower. Someone had lost something. Someone lost help. Their independence. No one was there to help. It was someone became curious about you. Marrying for money. Okay. This is deep. This is deep. Deepening. Head in the clouds. Despondent. Rejected. Too busy winning. So someone was just very concerned about winning. There was something about like someone really lost something. Someone was like not getting the messages, curious about you in the reverse. Independence. There was a big loss. Someone was, you can't tell if this is someone from the past or this is a position in the past. Why is it in the reverse? Widower. Someone had suffered a big loss. There was no money, or they are suffering a big loss. They're in poverty. They created this problem themselves, trying to be something, or there was something about helping someone, messages not coming through, curious about you, some sort of twisted, stalking kind of something turned upside down, and marrying for money turned upside down, and abuse, and something has to change here. There's publicity involved and lust. Sweetheart is turned upside down. Someone's like trying to block their heart from being siphoned by like a energy vampire, or they're just very insecure. They've got like, dark thoughts in their mind about love. They cover up their heart, covering up their heart, or something like that. Despondence. Someone's very despondent about justice and this closeness to this person. Thinking a lot about them, knowing how they feel, thinking about returning, and like thinking about justice, but taking no action. Release, having to let go, a slow death happening in the house, all this bullying, a jealous person. This is the journey, just the culture of what it's like. This is a hopeless situation, but it's all about like who is who and who has what, and revenge, and who's gonna get rejected, and just a lot of like, whatever it is, it created a sense of darkness, a depression. And then we have death here. So definitely with renewal, that's a big transformation that's playing out. So like somebody married for money, but it just all turned upside down. And lust, maybe money and lust. They were blocking their heart. King of Pentacles. There was some sort of like marriage here, connected to like some sort of like blessing, and bad influences with this like abuse and insecurity and lust. Sweetheart turned upside down, marrying for money. Unsupported family and friends. Just abuse, attacking the heart, or the heart being like dragged. Publicity. Marrying for money turned upside down, like an extreme version of that scenario. Despondence. Mature woman. To do with someone's struggling with their self-worth. They're not acting in just way. They know this person is like their friend, their best friend, but then there's someone who's like in competition with this person, and it's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. It's so abusive. Someone is so jealous and it's all about getting someone rejected and revenge. Something about temptation, physical love, something forbidden. What do we need to know about the lust and the physical love? Show me. The big ending happening though, but show me. Gavel, involvement with the law. Influences, bad influences, lust, involvement with the law. Doing something, temptation, something's forbidden, involvement with the law. A younger man, dealing with a younger man. Thread, needle. A sincere wish will be granted. There's some sort of sincere wish. A younger man, dealing with the law. Fox, shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. There's lust involved, business. There's also an older woman, dealing with an older woman. Involvement with the law, lust, time to act, someone's taking some action. Someone who's highly thought of. Lust, someone taking a lot of lustful actions. Vacation. Felicity, turn the sweetheart upside down. Wish will not be granted. Shield, you need to defend yourself. Okay, this is just starting to get really, like a lot of this is just like the same reading. You'll be shown the way. It's like somebody is moon. It's a big change that's happening here. It's connected to turning a sweetheart upside down. Bat, take care, enemies are what someone's going to be an enemy to someone. That's what the lust is. There's spiritual love here. The lust has to do with like someone new is entering your life. Some kind of lust. Grasshopper. Situations in the balance that require careful handling. Something about material wealth, temptation, lust. One more. Announcement. This is, I don't know, someone was helping someone through a maze. They were blocking their heart. There was a woman here, a divine feminine, who was very highly thought of. The lust had to do with, there was a bad influence, marrying for money, very abusive, turning the sweetheart upside down. But this, whatever this is like, I don't know, this involvement with the law, that I don't know about that, what that is. Maybe it's something illegal or someone, I don't know what they did here. Marrying for money, I guess that's the law. There was a younger man involved. Someone was going to get something out of this. And this was a very shrewd move in business, marrying for money. So the marriage must have been connected to publicity and business. But this was like, you know, there was unsupportive family and friends involved here. I guess because this is, you know, someone's being insecure and someone's filled with lust and they're marrying for money. I would suppose that means that it's not a good situation. Dealing or relationship with an older woman is involved here. Someone was saying it's time to act, do it. There was a person who was highly thought of. So on this vacation, something about a wish not being granted and someone will have to defend themselves. And then someone's going to be shown the way and then their life will start to change. So for someone, there's going to be enemies working against them in regards to spiritual love. And then someone new will enter their life. And this is a situation that requires careful handling. And someone could be losing material wealth, and temptation will test them, and then there will be an announcement. I mean, this just really feels like someone getting set up to, like, you know, if they marry for money with this group, there'll be some publicity, but the sweetheart has to get turned upside down. I mean, that's the same message I just gave. It was the outcome. With this, for the temptation, this person went for it. Looks like they felt like they needed something. They were in like an insecure position. It keeps coming out. I mean, there's me wanting to not read this, you know, for it not to be what I'm reading, and then there's the actual reading, and it just came out in the other one as well, and it keeps coming out. So it's basically like, you know, I can't change the message. That's what it is, you know. And then we have death here and some illusion, and someone really asserting themselves about it. So I just feel like there was a jealous woman who literally was involved, and some promise about like someone's success, and a lot of it had to do with like basically taking down this feminine energy, this divine feminine, or their spiritual love, having to do with their material wealth, and you know, basically a lot of people working against this person, but then this other person would, you know, they would get the publicity, or they would get something out of it. It would change their life. It looks like they took the bait, and the whole time they were very despondent. They could feel this happening to this person because there was a spiritual connection, so they are connected and they can feel this person. We have empathy here. We have empathy, so it's like they knew, and they knew difference between right and wrong. They were struggling with self-worth. Maybe they knew that this person was struggling with self-worth, going through this type of thing, and they were despondent. And the part that like really feels kind of awful here, because this was a test. Temptation will test you. That's the apple, right? Like, they had spiritual love, and they were tempted. They went for it. So they had spiritual love with this person. That's what this empathy is. It's like a deep, 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 close soul connection. And they were despondent. And then they slowly, of course, they slowly dissipated, because what else is going to happen? And then it looks like there was all this abuse and fighting and like superficial stuff. It's like, well, what did this person get out of that? Because it's literally like, you know, first of all, like, what do you get out of turning this person upside down? It's just ridiculous that someone just wants publicity. Didn't I say clout earlier? Someone, I mean, they had spiritual love. That comes from God. They had spiritual love, and they were tempted. So it looks like they like sacrificed spiritual love in exchange for like money and publicity. And then they were aware of the person as it was happening. They knew the difference between right and wrong. I think that's important. You know, that they knew two things. One is that they knew the difference between right and wrong, and they also could feel it happening because they had a spiritual connection with this person, and they were despondent. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . And then what did they get out of it? This does not look, the whole thing about like when a person makes a move in life, the whole purpose when someone does something, you know, obviously money is important because it does make life easier, and nice things are nice things, and it affords, you know, nice experiences and stuff like that. But the thing is like, if someone is like in this state of being, you know, or dealing with this on the daily, it's kind of like, well, what did you do it for? Because that's a really crappy way to be every day. And I guess that's why, you know, with the struggling with self-worth, it's like, well, what's the purpose? Because you can't, I mean, that's why it's like this like trick. It's a trick, because the thing is like, you cannot, if you're not happy, what's the point of all the things? If you get the big publicity and you get the money, but you can't enjoy it because you're literally like in a situation every day that is so disgusting and just based on cruelty and competition and jealousy. So it doesn't matter how many like nice little calendar bras, how do you I don't know how to say the things, the candles, you know, little gold, little tchotchkes, you know, trips to the Caribbean or whatever. Like, if it's filled with this like wrath and negativity, it's like your eyes like sort of like graze across the room with shiny things and shiny people, and then what? You gotta do a lot of drugs. That's all I can think of. But whatever it is, it didn't feed this person's soul. It was a slow death. And that's the trick. It's like, well, exactly. You can't enjoy that because if there's no love, it doesn't matter what you have around you. When you have spiritual love, that's the gift. That's the gift. Because anything can be built with that. That's abundance. That's beauty. It's as above, so below. You know? It's like, you know, like a couple who fights all the time. And it's always an ugly atmosphere, and you're always tense, and you always have a headache, or your stomach hurts, or you're always on edge, or there's always some state of anxiety. It's going to create physical problems, mental problems, depression, anxiety, all of those things. You can't then afford the high-rise apartment or whatever it is, the second house, or, you know, it just seems like, what's the purpose of it if you can't enjoy it? And then it's just like, well, life's so short. It's so short. It's like each moment, every moment is a moment. It's an opportunity to experience just the blessings of like aliveness. And it isn't in things. It is partially those, because those were created by people, or like, you know, there's like always something to absorb, you know, a nice piece of bread, or, you know, yes, a beautiful sculpture, or an amazing trip, or a nice glass of wine, or whatever it is. But you can do the same with like a hummingbird that like comes to the window, and you see it, you know, flying right by the window, and that doesn't cost anything. But either way, if you're in a state of depression and fear and anxiety and a really ugly state of being, you can't enjoy the hummingbird or the opulence or the satisfaction that the ego said. You know, the ego, it's like, the ego is, it's It's a chatterbox that comes out of the brain. It's a mechanism. The brain thinks because it is supposed to, like any other organ, and it'll keep thinking. Just because it's thinking doesn't mean that it's correct. And it's the ego. That's the ego will tell you different things, and then you can spiral. You can spiral. It's a brain. It's just gonna think thoughts until you die. You don't have to respond to them, and you don't have to believe them. That's why mindfulness is important. So it's like this person they got themselves into their own, that's mental. This is the Eight of Swords. Got themselves into a trap about abundance and loss that probably none of it was even true. And because they had everything. And they were the very thing, the gift that they had, they were like allowing it to get siphoned. They had the gift. They had the spiritual love. And this doesn't require drugs or alcohol. Anyway, that's a long reading and a big speech. I'm trying to articulate. Articulate love, the meaning of unconditional love, and what the importance of it is, and why, the life journey is so short. And it's like, if the mission is like, step on others and do anything for money, it's like, well, after those actions were taken, this war to be seen and to conquer, and all these illusions. What did the person get out of life? And it's like, not to be mistaken with, like, just because they're spiritual love doesn't mean that someone can't be, receive accolades. See, it's the same arrival, which makes the whole thing even more like, spiritual love is abundance. There's infinite abundance in the universe. Infinite. You don't have to trick people and sacrifice people to receive. It's just like, especially a gift like that. Anyway, so that there's a big renewal happening and a big death, so an ending. As you know, you're all very intuitive. You already know there's big endings happening, and if this is your situation and you resonate with it, I hope that it helps to bring clarity and confirm your intuition about what's going on. Yeah, I'll see you in the next read. Bye.